Boyce Watkins is many things. A lot of those things to me are pejorative. I don't really care so much for Boyce Watkins, and I won't get into why that is. But sometimes Boyce Watkins makes sense. It's not often, but it is sometimes. And like my father would always say, a broken clock is still right twice a day. So Boyce Watkins has laid into the Kamala Harris debate, along with many other well-known pro-blacks. Tariq Nasheed has been weighing on it. Dr. Umar Johnson and Boyce Watkins has. Now, it's very interesting that all three of these guys, which they have different views of the black community, all agree on one thing. Kamala Harris is bad news. When it comes to the black vote, when it comes to the black vote for women, all of them are bad news. And when it comes to two of them, I mean, Tariq, he respects women also. But when it comes to two of them, their audience is really promoted to black women. And that's really Boyce Watkins and Dr. Umar Johnson. And it takes a lot for Boyce Watkins or Dr. Umar to be critical of black women at all. Here's an example.
So I got a really nice message from a brother who asked me, why do you listen to black women? He said, bro, your platform's good for economics and you need to use your platform to support the brotherhood. Let the women have their own platforms and you support the brotherhood. And I said, look, I support the brothers. I mean, y'all know I support the brothers. I'm always down for the black man, but my God, we need our women. We need our women. Look at how much they support us. I'm not talking about the toxic people. I'm not talking about the people that say things that don't make any sense. I'm talking about the women that really have our back. The women who gave birth to us. I mean, come on, man. What in the world would make us say that we don't need our women and we shouldn't support them as much as they support us? So let's keep this clear. I'm going to always support black women, period. And I hope everybody else will agree with me on this. And I hope black men especially will speak up on this, because we can't be having this nonsense out here, man. It makes us look terrible. Anyway, I'll talk to you soon. Peace.
And then I want you guys to hear his criticism of Jonathan Majors as to why Jonathan Majors chose a black woman when he got in trouble.
When everybody's kind of done with him, he's bringing Megan Good with him to court. And citing racism as the reason for the accusation. Well, if your woman is racist, why would you be dating a racist anyway? What makes you think that marrying a Klansman is going to get you to where you want to get to? I understand. Maybe what you're doing is what a lot of people do in Hollywood. A lot of black folks in Hollywood that tend to rise to the top. If you look at their partner, it tells you a lot. Or even if you look at the Supreme Court.
Are you ready for college? I get it. It's a big decision. But I think Lindenwood University can make your choice a whole lot easier.
Court. Who are the two black Supreme Court justices right now? Clarence Thomas, Ketanji Brown Jackson. Both of them on separate sides of the aisle. One a Democrat, one a Republican. One went to Harvard, one went to Yale. One is a likable woman. The other is a horribly unlikable man. But neither one of them has a black spouse. Give me a yes or no. Do you think?
This is something that is very, 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 very key. When things were bad for Jonathan Majors, he got with Megan Good. Okay? Now, his white girlfriend, Grace Jabari, is the one that pretty much ruined Jonathan Majors' career along with his own actions. But I want to deal with that because there's another popular black person married to a white person that's running for president. And this is Kamala Harris. Now, a lot of times, whenever you see prominent black men marry white women, let's look at Eddie Murphy. When Eddie Murphy recently got married, it was so many black women that were upset at him for marrying that white woman. It was the same thing that we heard about Kobe Bryant. Now, some people were so upset, they said nasty things about Kobe Bryant's death simply because he had a Hispanic wife. We all know about Jay Ellis. Jay Ellis, who was Lawrence from Insecure. It got so bad he had to shut down the comments on his Instagram because so many black women were reminding him that he got his money from the black community and the fan base that put him on were African American. And I can understand all of those things because it does make sense. It's true, right? But they were holding him to task. And again, as a pro-black, I'm not upset with the community holding someone to task when you have benefited from the community in a financial way. I don't have a problem with it. Okay. Same thing with Maxwell and other singers. Those people who built their career off of marketing to the black community are the black women. And then you come and disrespect black women with somebody else. Okay, I can understand why you're upset. But now what about Kamala Harris? Kamala Harris also marketed herself to the black community. Kamala Harris grew up in the East Bay in Oakland, went to Howard University. And if you can see Kamala Harris back in the 80s, Kamala Harris was looking like this. All right. That was Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris was down with the community. All right. She had the salt and pepper earrings, hairstyle, all of that. Then in the 90s, we saw Kamala Harris with Willie Brown and hanging out with Montel Williams. Guess what now? She didn't forgot all of that stuff. And now Kamala Harris is dating the white, or is married to the white man, or I don't know if he's a European Jewish, which is fine. But Kamala Harris still gets to keep her blackness. But Boyce Watkins points out something that is very important that black women don't want to listen to who support Kamala Harris. And that is this. When people try to tell me that the race of Kamala's husband doesn't matter, I ask a simple question. Would you have still supported Barack if he were married to Becky? Nothing against interracial marriage. It's in my own family, but choosing black means something. And see, that's what I want to deal with. And Boyce Watkins' own daughter married somebody that's white. So that's what he's talking about also. All right. But the fact is this, Barack Obama would have never been a U.S. president if Barack Obama had a white wife. First of all, Barack Obama wasn't even from our community. Barack Obama, his father is Kenyan, I believe Luo, if I'm not mistaken. And his mother is white. That is Barack Obama's heritage. His wife, Michelle Obama, is African-American. Without Michelle Obama, Barack Obama is just a overpriced lawyer. He doesn't even get into Illinois politics or nothing. There is no way that a black man would have ever got Black America to say, yes, we can, with a white wife. We all know it. We know it's true. Black women would have never voted for Barack Obama. However, what they are showing now with the support of Kamala Harris, you can be a black woman, not even culturally be a black woman, not even be hashtag FBA. All right. And as long as black women, as it looks good for the group, you can have a white man. It's okay. Now, you can't be Amber Rose and a black woman. You can't do that. No, because now you're selling out because you're over there with Trump in it. But if you want to be Kamala Harris and you're married to a Jewish man or a white man, we can overlook that because why? That's where the power structure is. Those are the people that make all the moves. You see what I'm saying? Like for us as black men, if you have power and you're not willing to share your power with the women of your community, that's disrespect. I get it. But here's something that a lot of sisters are showing us right now. They can get power with another group and they don't owe you nothing at all. So on the one end, as a black man, with your success, you have to big us up. You have to also lift us up. And if you don't, we're going to criticize you. And if you don't, we're going to penalize you. Those behaviors and arguments are going to happen. But us, if we go out there and get another man to elevate us, we can still retain our blackness. There is no consequence for us. Even if we marry a white man that can't help us. I don't even think Kamala Harris's husband is as successful as her, just like Serena Williams isn't as successful as her. But it brings her closer to whiteness. And this is something that a lot of black women are not talking about. And this, for some of them, I believe, is what they may actually desire. And a closer shot at some more power. Marrying a white man or being close to that helps them achieve something that maybe they feel like they can't get from black men. And this is why if you're a black woman and you go that route, you're still black, but you're not still black if you're a black man. and you do the same thing. You're no longer black. You're a sellout. You're a traitor to the race. All of these things and more you are. So, guys, what do you think? It's your boy, Shade Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.
Well, that's a lot to unpack there.
You said what, brother?
I said that's a lot to unpack there.
It is. It is a lot to unpack.
I mean, no, I want to hear what's your question. What's your first question?
I didn't have a question. I was going to get into the intro real quick, just introduce everybody.
Okay.
Just of course, you already know it's your usual number one spiritual podcast, the Initiates of the Flame. We are here today, react to some videos, talk about some stuff, get into some astrology. So thank you for joining us. We are here to bring to you and foremost let you know that's aware. It's been out for a while, and we're constantly giving new articles, new updates. But please check out the Niches of the Flame Substack, where we have a lot of articles where we go over a lot of topics, metaphysical, political, and more. So please check us out. It's links below to get to that. And if you can tune into that, it'll mean a lot to us. Like and share the video. And I'm going to let the other hosts introduce themselves because they're a part of the Strong Spiritual Panel. My brothers, introduce yourselves.
Sacred Serpent, Sacred Dark Serpent, Initiates of the Flame. Initiates of the Flame at the Substack. Please check out that Substack. We in here. Yes, your number one spiritual podcast is back at it. We do apologize for a little bit of difficulties in the beginning. You know, the Matrix is weird when you're giving out spiritual information. Outside of that, we have a new company forming. We have more products coming, and we also have a new website that is in the works. So look for that to come down the pike real soon. Shout out to all our affiliate groups, ColumbianExchange.com, WhiteRabbitSite.com, HoodMystic.com. Yeah, make sure you jump on that Blue Magic pre-order, and keep your eyes out for that new lion coming through. Peace and salute to the family.
Peace, this Breeze. Been gone for a minute, but I'm back. Shit, man. I endorse everything these brothers said. You can find me, the Hero Fence Book Club, Jabriji on Instagram. Just hit the link in the bio. Yeah, man, let's get it.
Alrighty, so to really kick off tonight and to really think about, first and foremost, tribe, dude, is it a big deal whether who a black man is married to, slept with, whatever, in his position, rising up to power, or anything he's advertising to a certain community? Does his spouse and her race matter?
I absolutely think it matters.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely think it matters, and I think it matters if you black and you miscegenated. I think it always matters. I think some get scrutinized more. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like you'll be mostly scrutinized if you're dating Jewish, Caucasian folk, and then maybe then Asian, and then Hispanic, depending on how dark their skin is. But it's that visual thing. This is a very racist and segregated country. So when you're doing that kind of thing, it entices like an emotional reaction from people. And I ain't saying if it's right or wrong, but you know what type of energy you gonna get as a black man walking around, with a non-black woman. You know, what type. You know how what black women in your family gonna respond to you or look at you. You know, um, yeah. So I think it does play a part. Social politics.
Sacred. Your thoughts, brother?
Yeah, I believe it plays a part. I believe it does matter. However, I don't believe it should be the deciding factor, right? Um, we're in 2024, and um, the main reason why this stuff continues to live on when we're talking about race and we're talking about classes of people is because we allow it to live on. We keep speaking power to that spirit, and that spirit hasn't it hasn't manifested anything other than the same old when we have these conversations about race. You know, earlier in our pregame, I brought up the fact that there are many celebrities that are married or in unions with different races of people, and there are many that nobody talks about, right? So when I think about this, I think about selective outrage, and then I think about um, what is the point as to why someone would feel some type of way. Personally, I'll say this: like, I think the people that feel some type of way, I'll give you that you have the right, if you so choose, to feel some type of way. The flip side to that is I don't give a fuck. Like I really am not gonna hold no punches when it comes to that, because people pick and choose when to talk about right and wrong. But then when it comes to a point where everybody is possibly involved or could possibly be involved, then there is these echo chambers of points that people want to talk about, like we're back in the segregation era. Like uh we're not in the 50s and the 60s, no matter how much people want to put us back there. And quite frankly, I know some beautiful relationships that happen by mixed races. So that's not to say that they are better. That's not to say
Right.
that um, that's the route that you should go for if you're looking for a relationship or looking to be with someone and marry them, start a family and whatnot. No, that's just to say that um, there's a huge variety of the divine feminine on this plane, on this earth, and I just love women too much to sit there and say, yeah, I only care about the melanated woman. No, I was birthed from a melanated woman. I really do love and cherish the melanated woman. However, she is not the only woman I cherish.
Mhm. Yeah, I 100% agree with that. Understand that too, because honestly, if we really want to say we're a spiritual podcast and we really want to push spirituality of the people, we have to get beyond, the body, and we have to look at the spirit and look at things from our spiritual eye, because it's so easy to get caught in this material world. And then if we're really trying to have a spiritual eye, when we look into our Bible, think about Solomon. How many different wives did he had that wasn't even from his own origin of his race? So we have to really try to value these things and go over them, understand and overstand them, because when it comes to your life and creating it, you don't want to have these outside thoughts getting inside your mind, like, oh, I don't want to do this, or I don't want to do, like, you should think about your family, think about the structure that your family set up, and then once you leave your home, are you going to follow that structure, or are you going to set new standards in your home, because that's what matters to you. But I think sometimes we overlook that, and we want to please and make other people happy. And you should. The only person you should try to make happy is spirit source. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to put the close ones that you love, sure. But trying to stretch yourself thin for everybody else is only going to have you create madness. There's so many social constructs that we try to pay attention to that's keeping us in this box and that's not allowing us to spiritually grow. Because my thing is, it's like if we gonna nitpick at everybody, you know, I don't hear people trying to get on Candace Owens' ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't hear nobody talking about Michael Ealy or like these people have Europeans as partners. Like it happens. It is a thing that happens. It is a thing that exists. And if people really want to be technical, why don't they just start looking up mulattoes and looking up Gentiles? I mean, y'all really want to be technical. Like we're in 2024, bro. Like there is no pure race individual that exists on this planet. Period. Period. You got something in you.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no pure race mixed individuals on this planet. Like that doesn't even make any sense.
I agree, but I feel like we move as if that's not the case. You get what I'm saying? Like,
right.
We create a matrix where, you know what I mean, this is these kind of people. You know what I mean? Like Watts, you know you're gonna find black people there. Or say North Boston, you know you're gonna find white people there. You get what I'm trying to say? It's still like we still got a certain level of segregation amongst us. Or maybe not even segregation. It just seems like Chinese people live with Chinese people, black people live with black people. You get what I'm trying to say?
Not to cut your wisdom, I say you right. You was right the first time. Like colorism is still a thing amongst our own people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's very strong, and it's just like I think we just overlook that so easily. And plus, family, if you want to get into this, because we actually had an article where we talked about this, and not even to say the subject, but just the grace and gratitude and acceptance, of human connection and just free will. I'm just saying, like, we just tend to overlook just how everyone else is going through the same shit we going through. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we get in our feelings and be like, why no one checking on me? Or, why do I don't have this? And it's like, one, that's ego talking. And then two, you got to give yourself clarity. And you can never give yourself clarity paying attention to this political shit, paying attention to, Kamala. But since we talking about Kamala, and we talking about all these faculties of spiritual life, let's talk about something spiritual that a lot of people don't really pay attention to, and that is their birth chart. So we brought Kamala's birth chart up on the screen just to present some things that you guys can look inward for yourself, because we don't get into astrology just for predictions, right? Cool, you can predict when that sugar mama gonna come, or when you can get in your spiritual bag. But the main reasons to get in this is also to understand the psychic modalities within yourself, right? Understanding your health, because if you don't be your doctor, someone's going to prescribe you bullshit. If you don't look inward and find out your purpose, someone's going to give you a purpose. So that's why we bring astrology into this. So before we get anything into the astrology, family, tribe, guys, what do you like to use astrology for? And, what's your favorite thing about astrology? And can we see the screen good too? Or do I need to zoom in?
You're good on the visual. I prefer to use astrology to learn more about myself, more in depth on the different layers that account for my being. Astrology has taught me that man doesn't walk around under one sign. He walks around with all signs in him. and it is imperative upon each individual, if they really care about, you know, these spiritual things, or soul understandings, or basically the psychological connection to your divine. Um, Astrology is going to help you understand that on a more in-depth level, and it's going to open you up to parts of your being that you never thought existed, because you didn't know that they were there. You didn't know to look for it to be there. So yeah, I try to use astrology just to get into the deeper layers of my being, and just understanding my soul's path on a different level.
Mm.
Yeah, I agree with all of that, Serpent. Um, I would say I like to use it also to, help friends and family who may not spend time studying the science. Um, and yeah, it just gives you a deeper look at people. You know what I mean? So like we talking about Kamala, and I think it's perfect to bring up her birth chart because a lot of times when we see people on the surface, it's easy to judge them, But when once you look at their birth chart, you're like, oh man, this person came, you know what I mean, to this time on Earth to be this type of energy. You get what I'm saying? And it's kind of like
Yes.
I can't even judge you for barking and you a dog. You know what I mean? Or you doing photosynthesis and you a plant. It's kind of
Man.
like you really see an energy for what it is, and I think it helps to release a certain level of judgment that we can have towards people. And then it's also like it helps you to forgive yourself. You know what I mean? And you see where you try to fit in into a certain motif or a certain type of idea. Whereas you look at your chart and you really get an in-depth understanding of it, you will see that that wasn't really for me in the first place. Or I know for sure this is what I'm supposed to be doing with my life. This aligns with my purpose. So I would
Mm.
say, all in all, it just helps you stay in alignment and learn what alignment is, I would say.
Right. Yeah, to really balance out those energies. And plus, it's so easy to listen to someone else and they tell you, oh, I think you're pretty good at this, or I think you're pretty good at that. Astrology helps you grab the understanding of your strengths and your weaknesses, and then how to build your weaknesses by using your strengths, because you never want to abandon things about yourself that can help you level up. Of course, you can't take the darkness into the light, but it's always great to hit rock bottom because you're always going to move up. And the thing about Kamala, right, and to what Bree said earlier, that energy she's representing, and anything that you always want to understand about astrology to get your energy, you want to understand your sun sign and your moon sign. Your sun sign plays a good role into your ego, but your moon sign plays a strong role to how you react, how you really feel, your deep inner purpose for things. So when we think about Kamala, she's an Aries moon on the deacon of two of wands, right? So Kamala always had a deep vision and always had to dive in herself to really create the life that she wants. And for a political outlook, you have to know what you're going to do from the jump, because you know what I'm saying? There is a difference between having an idea and saying, I want to do this. And there's a difference between saying, I have this idea, here's the vision, and we're going to start from here. And Kamala has always had that. So especially with her sun opposing the moon. So she was born on the full moon. So people with a full moon, they're going to have great success. They're going to, they're going to walk forward into their path. So, this chart is going to help you understand your magic, because a lot of people hating on Kamala right now, but she's showing us that she got some powerful magic. So if you have a sun oppose your moon, you need to look at it and understand that you was born on a full moon. People were born on a full moon, successful, wealthy. You are going to have some challenges, but those challenges make or break you. And you see Kamala, she's made them challenges to who she is today. So, and also with the moon, Breeze, what about the moon helps people understand something about themselves that they think they wouldn't even realize they can get from the moon? Because everyone always
Um,
is so focused on their sun, so heavy.
yeah, yeah. So the moon is like, how you receive information, as opposed to the sun, how you give out information. But I would say the moon is definitely like your emotions, your motivation. You know what I mean? It could be uh, linked to like laziness or enthusiasm about things. Because you can have all the talent in the world, but if emotionally you're not there, you're not able to utilize it or build on it. Um, so that's one thing about the moon, being motivated. You know what I mean? What truly moves you? What truly, you know, on a deep level, like, you know what I mean, make you happy. You get what I'm saying? Like what feels good, what makes you happy. That's one thing about the moon, because the moon is kind of, because the moon can easily just be an emo kid. Like, no, I don't want to do nothing. I just want to sit in the dark room. What else
Yeah,
would I say? It's like
my
your
fault, bro. Go ahead.
habits. Yeah, it's like your habits, your instincts. The moon is kind of related to that water energy. You know, once again, you know, your emotions. Um, it's kind of a way for your soul to communicate with you in a way, um, through the modality of emotions. Um, yeah, and then I mean, the moon rules Cancer, so it gives you a little bit of an idea of that, and that'll give you the chariot type of energy. Um, because once you know what you want to do emotionally, it's like you on a chariot. You know, can't nothing stop you.
Mm. So now, since you brought that up, you know, right? Because when we speak of the chariot, and like I said, this is a spiritual podcast, so with the astrology, we're also going to bring tarot into it, and we're going to express certain things that you need to understand, especially within Kabbalah. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? And then plus, while that's loading, right? Her moon is trying Saturn. So when we think about trine aspects, right? Because trines really help get us into that idea of like tuning and comfort, developing energy. So it's a slow, constant action, but it's something that comes easy because trines are like the aspects trines represent. It's a comfortable aspect. You know what I'm saying? It's a harmonic. But so
Mm-hmm.
like when we think about Saturn and it being related to the ninth house, this is where like, you know, showing that she's going to have some government power help boost her up. You know what I'm saying? She might have a strong father figure leading her in her life. You know what I'm saying? But this shows where she gets that government oomph from. And I think this is right here like a whole big grand trine right here too, because the Saturn's trine the sun and the moon along with the pole. So like that's why you see that strong triangle in her chart, the strong trine. But
Yeah, but I mean, going back to the moon.
Kamala
Oh, go
just
ahead.
has so much magical power. Go ahead. No, you good, bro. Because you know, to even piggyback off that, her moon is in the 11th house. So
Right,
what does
that's what I was gonna say.
that speak to, Breeze? Her moon being 11th house.
Yeah, so the 11th house, I got my notes in front of me. The 11th house relates to like groups, clubs, you know, the collective, things like that, global sense of awareness. So it's like politician, you know what I mean? And with it being in that Aries energy, it's all about power. And she kind of like, you know, cornering the opportunity to become president. You get what I mean? Like she kind of like, you get what I'm trying to say? It's like
Mm-hmm.
she got a really good shot. You know what I mean? And
That
she about
fits
to.
perfectly. If you look at the chart, you said cornering, not to cut
Mm-hmm.
your wisdom. Go ahead, big bro.
Mm-hmm. 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 And it's like it's kind of like Jordan with the last shot. You get what I'm saying? It's kind of like everything happened. You know what I mean? Some things in your power, some things that weren't in your power. But you know what you got to do if given the chance. And that's what it seems like is happening with Kamala. Because Aries, you know, it deals with power, it deals with a certain level of authority. And then you look at how the moon is opposed, the sun, you know, she got a lot of responsibility, you know, like she willing to take on that responsibility in order to have the power of what a president has. You get what I'm saying? And then on top of that, The president is the commander in chief of the military. You know, we get hyped up and called a lot of different things, but he just a war general, or they, or him, her, whatever you want to call them. They're a war general. So it's like an Aries moon for a president. That's kind of fitting. And then you got the sun in the fifth house. The fifth house plays to like entertainment, you know, childlike energy, you know, creativity. So this may be, so where we said this the moon is how you feel the inside, the sun is how you feel on the outside, what you show people. And it's like Kamala's sun sign is perfect because Libra is like, you know, almost a sign of taking an oath. You get what I'm saying? So she know how to conduct herself in front of people. You know, she know how to entertain people enough to get their vote, to get people talking about her. But she got that Libra energy that the sun is shining through, which makes her look like, oh, this person seems like they'll be a trustworthy person. You know what I mean? This person comes off as they can do the job. Whereas that moon, she like, man, if I get this, I'm gonna fuck shit up, you know? you get what I'm saying? Like the Libra side that we see is like, oh, this person is such a beautiful person. You know what I mean? They know how to talk to people.
She do kind of got that conniving snare look at her. Like if you look at her from the side and shit, she look like she cuffing and shit. Like she got something up under her sleeve, bro.
And I feel like that's her moon energy. That's how she feels. But she got a certain level of charm to her. You know what I mean? She's kind of a charming person, you know, with that Libra energy.
Yeah, when you see that
wraps,
charm.
Yeah. But under the wraps, you know.
No, I was gonna say
Go ahead.
My fault, bro. I was gonna say with that charm, you can see it with the Mercury conjunct the sun, right? Mercury conjunct sun people, they can talk the talk along with the walk the walk, right? Cause she walking in and next thing like you be like, man, this bitch look good. I'm gonna test her out, and then she again needs the base with you. Literally, she had a saying in the commercial. You're like, you know, she was going against Trump, and she go, yeah, if you don't vote for me, you're racist, and also if you don't vote for me.
I think
you're against black women. Go ahead. What you say, Serpent?
No, I was gonna say I think you might be too young, but Breeze might be old enough. You remember Montel Williams?
The guy that had the TV show.
Yeah.
Bald head dude.
Yeah. So if you type in on anything, you know, Montel Williams and Kamala Harris, like, you know how you used to come out to the you know how celebrities come out to the events and shit, and they always got somebody on their arm. Well, Montel Williams always showed up with 2 or 3 women at a time, and Kamala Harris used to be one of those women. Just saying.
Oh shoot! Well, you know that
she ran with the pimp life. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, but to that point, she had an Aries moon. That's that Mars influence.
That's why I brought that up, because I heard that Aries moon. I was like, yeah,
that Mars influence. Yeah, she was probably was a wild girl.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about that, when you think about the wild girl, you know, look at her sun sign. It's, you know, her house is in Libra. You know what I'm saying? And then of course, you know, her Venus is in Leo. But this is an energy of a person who low key likes to mingle, who's had a couple partners, you know, who has experienced, you know, some benefits from them partners. So you have to think about how Kamala.
Yeah, she likes to shoot.
Right.
Yeah. You could sit down and talk to her and be like, you a cool fool. You a cool motherfucker. You know?
I mean, she just told Charlamagne that she got high with Snoop, bro. Like, she got high listening to Snoop and Tupac. You know what I'm saying? Like, whether that's real or not, I mean, clearly she's willing to say whatever she has to get to what she wants.
And that's the thing. She know what to say, whether it's true or not. She know what's
and
going
you can go check our recent video where you can find out if it's true or not, because we bring up all the information and paperwork. It's where the initials. We don't just talk out of our ass. You know what I'm saying? And plus, think about let's talk about this Uranus conjunct Pluto, right? Because Uranus conjunct Pluto just shows you that she's literally living in the truth of her having this power. Pluto connects to deep transformation, deep power, deep occult, right? While Uranus deals with the politicals, the public affairs, but it's being like a rebel and going against it. So with this conjunction of energy, you know what I'm saying? Look at Kamala. She's literally finna be the next president. She's literally boxing with Trump. So you can't tell me that Kamala ain't doing her magic. You know what I'm saying? So if you really want to understand,
no way she's not. She's not. There's no way she's not, bro. There's no way, bro. Think about it. We haven't seen her for years, and then all the shit start coming up with Biden not being able to walk up the stairs and shit like that. Now she start coming back out right around election time, bro. We haven't seen her for years, bro. Like,
hey, just one side note.
At one point, she was even the vice president. I totally forgot.
One side note: I believe Cardi B moon is in Aries and her sun is in Libra. And that's pretty interesting because Cardi B is
they kind of mirror each other a little bit.
And I'm about to see if that's her if that side real, because I'm almost sure she got an Aries moon. I'm gonna look it up real quick.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, and just
I just think she's at the top of her magic, bro. And the fact that she could do so little and still be in consideration to be a leader of the free world, bro.
Yeah,
her magic is in effect, bro.
Yeah, you said it.
Yeah, like, I mean, look at that deep magic. Go ahead, brother.
You can't name me another vice president that did less than her, bro. Like, bro. The only time I see Kamala Harris is when they're on the campaign trail. You don't never see her anywhere else.
That's true. That is so true, bro.
What else?
I mean, when you think about that, think about her ascendant, right? She got a Gemini ascendant where her north node is, right? So when we think about north node and south node, those let us know about our spiritual gifts and pertaining to what we were doing in our past life and what we was doing in our forward life to move forward. So north node will be called Rahu and north node will be called Ketu. And this is a story of a dragon being cut in half by Vishnu, and he drunk immortality. So we have two separate heads where Ketu is the tail and Rahu is the head. So keep that as a mental note when you look at your chart to understand that, so you can know your past gifts and your present gifts. Because Ketu is a spiritual planet. So when we look in the seventh house in Sagittarius, which deals with our ancestors, right? And also, lets us know the path working that we have to do. So and it's on the Eight of Wands swiftness. So you can't tell me this is where she getting her spiritual bag, where she don't, so you can look at two ways. You can think about ancestors, or you can think about Big Brother helping her out. Any way you want to look at it, this is literally half of where she's getting her spiritual gift from. So with the Gemini ascendant, just shows you that trickster energy, being able to be two different people in the public eye and how people is perceiving her. So being analytical, having multiple things to talk about, being smooth with words, that is what Geminis represent. So that's what people are going to see her in her first house, because the first house is the house of self, what people also see of you.
Word. And I think people really need to sit back and think about this, bro. We talking about a Hindu president of the United States. I like Hindu, my guy. Hindu.
Yeah.
Yeah, see Kamala gonna share this video because she gonna be like, damn, these niggas know my magic. She gonna be like, damn, these niggas know my magic. I don't know if I even want to share it now. You know
It
what I'm
might be
saying?
it might be a copyright or something. Cause yeah, she like they letting out too many fucking secrets right now.
Yeah, I mean that's what they did to the last video. They like, damn, this nigga done brought up the interview and everything.
Yeah, that's a fact. So what y'all think? All right, so here's a question. What does her love life look like?
Mm-hmm.
Would you say she wears the pants in a relationship?
Oh yeah.
I think.
Oh yeah.
Sort of a random question. I was just thinking about it though.
Yeah,
and she wears the pants. She wears the pants. She wears the pants in her relationship, but she doesn't wear the pants in America's relationship. And what I mean by that, you know, we might think that she's running this whole thing with the campaign. Nah, that's Big Brother pouring money into her pocket so she can look good. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, she just doesn't seem like the type that takes takes orders. She seems like the type that, like, behind the scenes, she's giving the orders.
Not with that Aries moon. Aries moon, you think you're gonna want to listen to other people? Because on the deep inside, you're gonna be like, man, fuck that shit. I look, you want to run this.
Let me drive the boat.
Yo.
Yeah, but she got, I mean, when you say her love life, I'm looking at Venus and it's conjunct Pluto and Uranus and Leo in the 4th house. That's a hell of a mixture.
Where's her ambition at?
I would say ambition would be like Mars, which is in Cancer. With hers is in Cancer. In the 3rd house. So that 3rd house influence is kind of like speech, communication, once again, like politician type of energy.
Understanding.
But knowing how to debate. I think Mars in the 3rd house is like knowing how to debate, knowing how to go to war with words.
How to win an argument? How to win an argument?
It's kind of like Mars in 3rd house is like they know how to argue. You know what I mean? They know how to hit the points. You know what I mean?
Isn't that a component that you need to have as a president who can, or just a politician, period? You need to be able to
man. You got to know how to talk.
No, you better fucking have it. You better have it. Because my thing is when so of course when you do have any debate, you're gonna have your outlines and whatever you're probably gonna read off of. But what you gonna do when your opponent throws a curveball at you? Look at the writing, go or you're gonna be like, here, fuck the script, I'm going off book. This is what I got for his ass. Because Mars in the 3rd house, what she was doing with Trump, she told Trump, pull up for this debate. What's the word? I'm on it. I'm staying on everybody's literally reposting. Oh my God, Kamala's on business with Trump. She's ready to go. Look at her queen. Look at her queen. So
Kamala, Kamala gonna go speak her mind. You know what I mean? No matter if she sound like a fool or she sound like a, you know what I mean? The highest intellectual. She gonna talk. You know, it seems like she's not afraid to say, you know, how she see it.
She gonna speak how she feel no matter what. That's an Aries moon in the 11th house of Aquarius. Aquarius, the sign Aquarius is a motherfucker doing their own thing. So following their own drum beat. So with that Aries energy within the 11th house, she gonna speak her mind and she gonna stand on it, and then she gonna come political as hell with that sun in Libra. It's like someone cussing you out, but they doing it so professionally.
So it's almost like she gonna make the decision, whatever that decision is, and then she gonna justify that shit by just talking around you. Like she ain't gonna have to explain herself to you because you ain't smarter than her, right?
Yeah, exactly.
She's gonna use her intellect to talk around you. And by the time you figure this shit out, like you've already been bamboozled, my guy. Like it's already over.
She gonna do that. She gonna do that shit she did what Myron did to Tariq. He said, "So let me ask you a question: can a mathematician tell you 1 + 1 = 7?" That way Tariq said, "No, sir, no. We're not doing that. That has nothing involved."
Yeah. She just knows what she's got, and she's not in a position where she has to sacrifice anything, really. She's just not.
Right.
Yeah, and one thing, she got Saturn in Aquarius, and I want to say that currently that's where Saturn is. And I think it's interesting because a lot of the people, a lot of people in this generation, late 20s or mid to late 20s, they have Saturn in Aquarius. And it may be some type of alignment, you know what I mean, that she has with, these new voters. You get what I'm saying? Because Saturn does this, Saturn takes 28 days to get through a sign, or I'm sorry, 28 years, 28 years to get through a sign. So if we subtract, I just want to do this quick math, 2024 minus 28. So the people that she's appealing to or that has that same placement with are people who were born in 1996. You get what I'm saying? So like there may be some type of because in Saturn is transpersonal, is beyond what we can see. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like that energy that puts things in place. When you look at Saturn, you look at Uranus, you look at Pluto, these planets are beyond the personal planets. They're transpersonal. They're a lot more spiritual, and it could be that she has some type of alignment with people that were born in 1996, and around that time, you know what I mean? Because she's experiencing her Saturn return right now, her second Saturn return right now, which is just interesting to think about, and like you said, AD, her Saturn is trying the moon and the sun. So she's probably breaking through new boundaries, you know what I mean? And that's probably why she even has this opportunity to be the president. Her second Saturn return, and she on this type of stage. You get what I'm saying? She like, let's go, man. This is you get what I'm saying? This is as good as it's gonna get.
This is the Initiates of the Flame, and we are doing the Kamala Harris breakdown. And you're just not going to find information like this. This is the most spiritual podcast.
How old is she? Ain't she like 59?
She got to be, bro. She was born in 1964.
Okay, 60. Okay, 19. Okay,
she right there.
Yeah, so she'll be 60 in October. Yep. So right now she's 59 divided by 2. Yeah, Saturn takes like 28 years to like 29 years to make a whole, revolution around the zodiac. And so this is her second Saturn return. So it's kind of like y'all saying, she been doing some kind of work. She's been working hard and preparing for this.
Yeah, because like if you family and like right now I'm 24, so I have 7 more years until my Saturn return. So it's just you have to put in the work. You're going to experience benefits, but if you ain't working, it's just gonna be another transit. I'm saying this.
That's a fact.
People think about rewards and these things that come from our ancestors or our parents, but that type of stuff only comes when you've been working. Like, you ever just been showing up to work, or you just been doing your thing, and then out of nowhere they pull you to the side, be like, "Hey man, here you go." You be like, "What's this for?" Well, on Monday you did this, Wednesday you do, and you just like, I was just doing my part, and then a little bit more. But you don't see that. And as the initiates, we're here to initiate you on your spiritual journey, not by selling you something, but to let you know that you have a consciousness inside yourself that you must do to work and awaken. So all the gifts and things that you might experience, we can't tell you, but you can show us and let us know by the work that you do. So we're here bringing you the tools so you can see it and then go, okay, it's my turn. I'm gonna go in the dark. I'm gonna deal with this. Okay, they told me about this herb. I'm gonna deal with it. They told me about this book. You know what I'm saying? We can't be like Bobby. We gotta be like Bobby Hemmett, and we can't be like on some low vibrational shit and watch all his videos and not write down a single book. Like, we just wasted Bobby's time. So you can't waste your time like that, family. So go to astroseek-.com, astro-seek.com, type in your birth chart, look at it, understand. And if you have a harder time, you can get in with Hood, you can get in with Breeze, or you can get in with me. And of course, you can get in with Serpent. So please take that into consideration and do not waste time in your spiritual life, because your spiritual journey is always going. But it's up to you to realize where you're at in your journey. Because Kamala finna be about to be a president shit doing her magic, and then all you can think about is, oh, she would have wiped you. But you could be doing your magic and living your life how you want, but you're not.
Right. And that's another key to, like, what I said in the beginning, is like, you look at her on the surface and you say all these things, but then you look at it, on a depthical level, i.e. astrology, and you see, like, damn, she was playing the long game. You get what I'm saying? She got, whether y'all like it or not, she got her a Caucasian man, and that's probably got her in a lot of rooms. You know what I mean? Not to say that she didn't have the skills, you know what I mean? But it's sometimes you need somebody that can get you into these rooms so you can show people what you're about. You know what I mean? So that you can, be put in a place to do things. You know what I mean? Like, imagine, like, that's like somebody that that's not in the NBA. There's probably hella dudes that can play better than LeBron. That's just not in the NBA. Could you imagine?
That's a fact.
But could you imagine?
It's hella niggas saying that about Bryant, bro.
But look, but at least somebody that can come off the street and give any team 15 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. But just imagine if teams had open practices. It's just that you gotta know how you can get your opportunities. You know what I mean? You gotta know who can help you get further than you just going, by yourself. It's not that she don't got the qualities. It's not that, he did the work for her. But sometimes, just the social politics of things, you need to surround yourself around people that's going to help catapult you, if that makes sense.
Oh, you're dead spot on, because I think when it comes to talking about the recipe for success, a lot of the times what people tend to leave out is that there is a little bit of luck that goes with that, right? Like, there has to be a certain level of convenience that presents itself to the person that's on that trek, right? Trying to achieve that goal. Like, you don't just get there with just discipline and hard work and saying all the right things. Like, that's hogwash, right? You're gonna need things to fall in your favor some way or another. And that has absolutely nothing to do with the special shit that you try to do or manifest on your own. Sometimes there are more succinct forces at play that want you to succeed at the very thing that you're trying to succeed. It's absolutely important for you to understand that there are ways for you to finagle and work with those frequencies and work with those spirits, and there are ways for you to end up working against them and end up ultimately working against yourself. Absolutely, you're dead right. Like certain things just have to fall at the right time, at the right place at the right time, and that shit ain't got nothing to do with luck or hard. I mean, nothing to do with hard work most of the time.
Because I would say the only hard work
Yeah.
part is just like the saying, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Maybe Kamala stayed ready.
Yeah, she did, bro. Yeah,
who knows? Like 8 years, she just stayed
yeah,
ready.
bro. She just stayed ready, bro.
And it's crazy how you say that too, because it's like, in another sense, we always talk about it's about what you know, and yes, it's true, but it's about who you know at the end of the day. And with the sun and Libra, with the trine of Saturn, this just shows her like she just had powerful connections. Whether she was using her pussy or not, she had connections to get her up there. You know what I'm saying? So like, we got to take that in consideration. Of fact, you know, and then plus, when a serpent said luck,
using her
think
pussy
about our
don't
luck.
necessarily using her pussy don't necessarily mean she was popping that thing. I mean, shit, she is a divine goddess. There's other ways for her to use that thing that don't require her wrapping it on somebody.
Right.
Yeah, right. Womb steamy, you know, using her menstrual blood for spells. You know what I'm saying? Watching the moon and tracking her menstrual cycle along with the moon to even do deeper spells. You know what I'm saying? So
the orgasm
we have to get
using the orgasm for a spell ritual. You know, like there's many different ways she could use that thing without actually using that thing.
That is true. And you know how you was talking about her luck earlier, just like luck, and we could all, if we want to think about our luck and just our gifts of life that we can receive, we could always look at our Jupiter. And when we look at her Jupiter, Breeze, alley me on this one. What would you say her Jupiter is with on the 5 of disc, worry, right? That's where her deacon is at, the first deacon of Taurus. Worry.
Hold on, I'm zooming in a little bit. That'd be the five of Pentacles. Yep. That's like the sign of worry, or this deacon of worry. The first deacon of Taurus is the 5 of Pentacles, which is worry. But a key here to that is with the 5 of Pentacles. Anytime you see the 5 of Pentacles, it's telling you that you worrying, but you looking at the situation. You looking at the situation like there's no solution. You get what I'm saying? And there is a solution, you know, but sometimes, you know, with that 5 of Pentacle energy, it's hard for you to see the solution, you know, so it could be, you know what I mean? You may have a chip on your shoulder about something and, you know, you just refuse to see the situation for what it is, you know what I mean? And you create resistance in your life. This is the 5 of Pentacles. And she has that in the 12th house. Jupiter is in the 12th house. So, you know, maybe this is because that's squared Saturn and Mars. Or no, it's not squared Mars, but it's squared Saturn.
No, you was right. Yeah, squared her Mars too, brother.
Okay, yeah. So she may have some things that she's here to learn with that placement. I would think. Well, let me look at my notes for the 12th house. You know, service to humanity, self-sacrifice. You know, hidden aspects to yourself. 12th house is a real interesting house. But with that
especially with Taurus and that energy.
With that placement,
just with Taurus and that energy, like you said.
With that placement, I would say that she.
No, it's just with that energy, like you said. Just
she may feel.
My fault, bro. I'm lagging. Go ahead.
Oh, you good? She may feel that she may be looking at, being a president like, the problems in the world or the problems that this country faces is bigger than her. You get what I'm saying? And maybe she's able to reconcile this placement, and she really sees being a president for what it is, and she's not trying to overstate it. You know what I mean? Like maybe she see exactly what it is, and she's like, oh yeah, I could fit in that role. Whereas we got a lot of people that's, voters or whoever, like, man, the president supposed to be this and this and this. You don't have a chance to be president. She do. So obviously she know a little bit more about this shit than your ass. You know what I mean? She knows something that you don't know.
That's
What
when you tell that little snot-nosed motherfucker, no, you can't be anything you want to.
So
not for real.
Like,
not for
she
real.
might have unlocked something for herself personally that she's able to, because sometimes, kind of going with what we was talking about, luck, sometimes you have to see the situation clearly as possible, and that's what you can do with, astrology, but really seeing things for what they are. It's kind of like the Matrix, when Neo seen the Matrix, and at the end of Matrix, they could not fuck with him at all.
Yeah.
Because he seen the Matrix for what it was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He really seen it for what it was. And, they was running from him at the end of the movie. If you remember.
No, for real. About second movie, he was pulling up on niggas and flying and shit.
Yeah. Because he understood the Matrix for what it was. He wasn't wrapped up in, it's supposed to be like this, or, this is what it is. Nah, it's power in being able to see the situation for what it is, I would say.
She's been in the cut for a minute, bro.
Yeah.
And she been taking notes, my nigga.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because think about it, when she came on the scene just to get that vice president nomination, when she first got it under Biden, when she came on the scene, she was relatively unknown then, right?
Yeah.
So there's still a huge swath of people who still aren't privy to her, right? So now this time around, probably everybody, that's late to the party is probably going to figure out, what she's about, or at least get an idea of it. But this whole entire time, she's gone from public office to public office to public office, and she's been in charge of a lot of people. And now she's in the running to be in charge of the free world. Like, that's a big deal, bro.
Yeah, I agree.
Bro, she raised $200 million in a week after they nominated her as the next runner for, the campaign. 200 mil in a week, bro. Yeah, bro. I don't want to hear nothing about these people. That's the topic for another day. Well, that could be a topic for today. But I know one thing. I don't want to hear nothing about my so-called people talking about black people need shit, right? Don't listen, man. Listen, man. Listen, man. 44,000 women got on the Zoom call just to let her know that they had her back, and then turned around and raised 200 mil in a week, my guy. Bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy about how you said that, Serpent? You literally had
19
19 keys getting on live talking about, it wasn't majority all women. We had to not, realize there was some masculine presence in there. Like, don't shut your hating ass.
Like, what is it with these niggas that always want to interject their so-called masculinity? First of all, that's not masculine at all. The masculine does not need to insert himself, right? Why do these niggas need to announce their masculinity? Oh man, I know I am from a different cut of cloth, right? Because there is no way that if you see me as a man, why do I need to announce my manhood? Like, why do I need to do that, bro? Like, it's like these niggas is so caught up in this whole idea of being left out, right? Like, niggas just be left out. Like, what the fuck is we talking about?
Yeah,
There was some
right.
mass presence on the nigga. You just sit your little bean pie ass down somewhere. The fuck? You got a bean pie to go make?
Niggas want to be hotel so bad.
Yo, man. I'm
Niggas
not
want to be
beefing.
Hotep so bad.
Word, man. Public. You know what we used to call that back in the day, right? We call that PDRing, nigga. Public dick riding, nigga. Like y'all niggas just ride a lot of cocks. Like this is what y'all niggas do, bro. Like the fuck, man. This shit is weird, man. The alpha male, the beta male, the sigma male, none of these presences that exist under divine masculinity need to announce themselves whatsoever. And if you feel a need as a masculine divine presence to defend yourself, that's a whole nother story. But this idea that we have to play this nan game and yeah, well, we need to get credit for this and they need to, like, come on, bro. I'm not beefing under that shit, bro.
Right. And one thing, like going back to like the birth charts, Joe Biden was born in like 1942. And Kamala, she was born like, you know what I mean? She like 20 years younger than him, you know? So of course she way more hip than he is to the world. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know?
Yeah, she not only got the book smarts, but she got the street smarts with her.
Yeah. And just to add to it too, Donald Trump was born in 1946. So you know, you got this, they kind of, you know, I ain't gonna say they old, but they older energy compared to Kamala. Kamala is like, she was born the same year as my mom. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Biden.
She is. Yeah, she's a little bit.
1964.
Younger. Yes. Oh yeah, that's my mom's. Yep.
Yeah,
that's my mom.
So it's just like she a lot more with the times. You know what I mean? Like she a lot more with the times. Like I said, this is her second Saturn return. You know, the people that were born in, you know, mid 90s, you know, has that in common with her, you know. So, I mean, it's don't know what's going to happen, but it looked like she got it in a bag, you know.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to probably do a show where we look at her transits, you know
how this thing
talk
flips,
about it.
right? By next week, we're gonna be talking about Trump again. You know how this thing flips. So
yeah, that's true. That's true.
She just hot for right now.
Keep up with it. Yeah, they want us to keep up with it too.
All right, what we got next, AD?
That was pretty much it. What we mostly had, brother. You know, unless you guys want to add something onto the show or talk about something else, that was really it. You know, just our, you know, impeachment about Kamala Harris and a breakdown of her chart. You know, we love to do these and break down the charts of certain people that is popping and let you know what's going on for them. We'll have to do a segment where, you know, where are they going now? You know, do a transit chart, do predictions for them, and see what's in the role for them. Because we talked about Jonathan, and look at him now. He's back with a black queen. He's doing good. He's dancing at parties. Hey, look at us. So, you know, we got to give a good shout out to him.
Yeah,
we did a reading on him. Yeah, and we did a reading for him, and we're looking where we at. Our prediction was right. So
yep. Yeah, because we knew that shit wasn't right and exact. Like they tried to flim-flam him just because he told old girl he didn't want to fuck with her no more. Like,
but
yeah, we seen this joint before.
Yeah. Well, family, thank you for watching. Please like and share. And also, you can't forget, go ahead, check out the Substack. You know what I'm saying? Look at the articles. We just literally got a recent article. You know what I'm saying? We got another article coming up on feng shui. Yeah, you see Breeze. He's touching the flame. He's one with the flame. When you protect and master your flame, you could touch fire like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
but we are not responsible for any damage.
No,
if you try to go touch
it. Don't do this at home without an initiate. Like don't initiate yourself by yourself. That's what I'm saying, right? Like,
right.
Don't do that.
Well, first and foremost, thanking and welcome, guys. You all have a blessed night and tune in for more with Initiates. Flame out.
Peace.
Peace.